Hello, everyone. My name is Sonia McCoy Wilson, and I am the Associate Vice President for Learning here at Atlanta Technical College. On today's episode of the Culture of Caring edition, we will be talking to Dr. Leslie, who is the Director of Student Success and Special Initiatives. Welcome.
Hi, so good to be here this morning.
Yes, it's great to have you. So I want to provide a high-level definition of a culture of caring.
Absolutely.
Because we may have lost that along the way because we've been facilitating this campaign for a number of years now. And so really what caring cultures and campus cultures do is that they facilitate relationships.
Absolutely.
That are characterized by kindness and respect and belonging and inclusion. And so that's basically it in a nutshell. So right into who you are. So tell us about your journey at Atlanta Tech and how you began and what you were doing then and what you're doing now.
Okay, well, absolutely. I'm so excited to be here at Atlanta Tech. I came from Alabama and I moved here because I actually was getting married.
Oh.
And so I always wanted to come to Atlanta, but I didn't think I was going to do it because I was, involved in other things and working there and enjoying things. But as luck would have it, I did get the opportunity to come here, and I was hired by Atlanta Technical College to be the employee relations specialist because my background, I came from workforce development, and so I did a lot of career development things. I was a director of career development at a workforce development center for reentry and justice involved individuals, and so I really enjoyed that. And so transitioning here, I became the employee relations specialist, and I worked in our Center for Workforce Innovation, which basically is our area that focuses on engaging our employers and career placement. And so I happened to be there for a few months before my supervisor was sharing that I had some other talents with our then supervisor, Dr. Hunter, and a position became available with our grants management area. And then I was transitioned there because that grant needed some oversight because the previous person had left. And so that transitioned me from being the employee relations specialist to the Job Corps Scholars Program Manager.
Wow.
And that was very exciting. I had to hire a whole new team because the team that I started with, they all kind of decided that they wanted to do other things. They had other passions, and that was fine. And so I got a brand new team, and we pushed forward, finished the grant out September 30th of last year. And then I got the opportunity to become the Director of Student Success and Special Initiatives. And I like to think that it has been a great transition because I've had the opportunity to kind of see how all facets of the college work. And I'm really excited about being in this particular role because now I get to see everything come full circle from not just the career placement or the career readiness piece, but also the getting enrolled and the registering for classes and all the academic support that we provide to get the students to the end of their journey where they finish strong.
That is quite a journey. And as you were recalling, the path, I was thinking about the fact that I was on at least one of those search committees.
You sure were.
and what a powerhouse you are and the things that you bring to the table. And when I think about cultures of care, you're one of the faces that pops up because I have watched you move and navigate in all the different capacities that you have been serving the campus, and you have that caring disposition and service mindset. And so that leads me to the first question.
Okay.
Describe some ways that your department,
Okay.
Student Success, provides a caring culture for students.
Absolutely. And I stress this with my staff. The moment that they come into the doors, we need to be greeting them warmly. We need to let them know that we are happy that they are here. Doesn't matter if you're coming to do something with continuing ed or you're coming to start one of our wonderful programs of study. They come in, and because our front desk staff kind of are like the first line of contact when visitors And potential students come in, I just tell them, look, the way we start is that's basically going to set the tone for everything. So we make sure that they're welcome, they feel welcome, we greet them warmly, and then we say, well, what is it that we can do for you? And then we try to make sure we direct them to the appropriate people here on campus so that they can get their needs met. And so I stress to them that the students pretty much are here for a reason. So getting to know their why kind of helps us to really, really kind of connect with them. Because then they come in and then you may say, well, so how's your child or your daughter or your son? Or so they may tell you about something they have going on, and that kind of helps them feel like you really do care about them as an individual and they're not just a number. Because while enrollment is something that we have to do. All educational institutions have to have enrollment. But we want them to know it's not that we just want anybody here. We want you here, you specifically. And we want to help you to get to the end of your academic journey and make sure that you can get into that career field that you want. So we make sure they have not only group advising, but individual advising. We have our retention coordinators or navigators make sure that they share anything that they can about the resources that we have available or wraparound services, so that way they can stay on track. If they have barriers that they need to overcome, if they just want to talk to somebody about how do I get to this step because I'm kind of stuck, we want to make sure that they know that we have somebody on hand. And then a lot of our students are also having to work. Yeah. So our career coaches are like, okay, well, let's make sure that they know that they don't have to wait until they're finishing, that we can also support them with getting resumes and cover letters for jobs that they can have while they are on their journey, to help them to make sure that they can actually be able to afford to put the time in or invest in themselves by coming to school. So my whole motto is just, people really just need to know that you care. And we need to show them that, and we need to really be genuine and not make it a transactional thing, but it's a transformational thing. Like we talk about transforming lives. Help those students to build that confidence, connect with those students, show them that we do care, respect them, appropriately make sure that they are on the path that they need to be on, but that comes from getting to know the student and where they want to go, not necessarily where we want to take them, but together, hand in hand, it's a partnership to get them to that end result, which is getting that particular credential, graduating, walking across the stage, and then getting them placed into that career field that they've always dreamed to be a part of.
That's amazing, and you do a phenomenal job with your team, and I get to look at it all day, every day, because my office is very much, I have to pass your front desk people anytime I'm coming to my office or leaving my office, and they are absolutely genuine. And just a breath of fresh air, that whole team at the front desk. They're exactly who they need to be for every student who walks through the door or anyone that has a question. And what you described for us is a very systematic process of building relationships that are characterized by kindness, respect, and sense of belonging. And so you guys are doing an excellent job of that. And if for those who aren't familiar with what that means, student success, they're really the first stop, maybe the one-stop shop for the campus. Students, the first face that they often see after they've been online completing paperwork. And now it's time to, they've been accepted, and now it's time to register and do some stuff with some coaches. It's your team. And so that's so important. So thank you for that. And so that leads me to the next question. So as a leader on campus and as a member of leadership team, describe some ways that Atlanta Tech provides a caring culture for faculty and staff.
Absolutely. I love that here at ATC, we truly are a family. I love that they have activities that are specifically centered around our faculty and staff. I love that they invest in us through professional development. Like we have a Faculty and Staff Institute coming up.
Yes.
That's wonderful. And I think that's a great opportunity because I know that my team, they're always feeling like, well, we have to do a lot sometimes because we are student facing. And so they're like, we love the opportunity when we can kind of unplug a little bit and we can hone our skills and we can learn more about how we can be better in the roles that we're in. So I think just the whole atmosphere that we provide here, like working together, whether you're going to be serving on advisory team. I love our strategic program teams because I feel like that gives us input and feedback into all of the different initiatives and the strategies have here at the college that help us to be successful. So I feel like that the collaboration and the teamwork that we have around all of the things that we do, I think it's a mindset, and I think that the fact that we have so many ways that we can connect professionally, and then in fun ways, that kind of makes our work more worthwhile. So I feel like just those things right there, which help us to connect professionally, but on a personal level, and have fun together, and connect around commonalities and things that we like, I think definitely helps us because we feel like we are cared about. We feel like we are loved. We feel like we are valued. And I think people stay where they are valued. And so I definitely think that there are lots of ways that we do it, but those are the things that come to mind and the things that I really, really appreciate here about Atlanta Technical College.
And all of that was done with great intentionality. You know, my position as Associate Vice President for Learning, my number one task was to create a learning organization.
Right.
And learning organizations are characterized by caring cultures.
Absolutely.
So all those things that you were mentioning was us pouring into you so that you can pour into the students.
Absolutely.
And the students can pour into their communities and their families. And so it's all kind of an ecosystem of us, you know, working together and developing those relationships that feel like families.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes, you know, like all families, good, bad, and ugly.
Absolutely.
All kinds of things that happen.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we have cultivated a sense of belonging
Yes.
and inclusion for our faculty and staff so that they feel, you know, psychologically safe. They feel, you know, valued and poured into, and they definitely feel physically safe. So our job is done.
I know.
You know?
We're doing a wonderful job. Absolutely.
And having these kinds of conversations just are kind of reaffirming
Right.
for people like me who are behind the curtain,
Right.
you know, making all of these things happen. And I'm always glad to hear that people appreciate it.
Yes, we are on a wonderful trajectory and a great path.
Yes. So as we are coming to our last question, this one is going to be about that community. And as you are out in the community, or if you had a chance to offer advice or words of encouragement with a student who was hesitant about starting their college journey here at Atlanta Tech, what would you say?
Oh my gosh, I love when students kind of come in and they don't know exactly what to expect. 'Cause I think when students walk through our doors, they have expectations, but they're scared, they're fearful because this is a big step. And so I just tell them, no worries, just do it, get started. Put one foot in front of the other. And once you get started on that journey, you will definitely see that it's not as hard. It's not as bad, it's not as stressful as you think it is, and that there are people who are there to help you. And I always stress that if you come to, or when you come to Atlanta Tech, I stress that when you come. When you come here, you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have all the help that you need because we are vested in making sure our students are successful because we see ourselves typically in our students.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we have a shirt that says I am ATC or I am Atlanta Technical College.
It's right here. I think
And
it's
there it is.
It's on the front,
and I love that. And I think how I make them feel comfortable is sometimes I just tell them, well, I know that you kind of see a lot of faculty and staff around here at ATC, and you think that everybody just started at this level. I tell them, hey, no one in my family ever went to college before me and my sisters. My dad actually dropped out in 11th grade. My mom did graduate high school. And I told them that I had no idea. I didn't have an example to go from. I just had parents that pushed me and that encouraged me, and then people, mentors, instructors, people throughout the college who just saw something in me, who helped me. And so I just tell them it's going to be the exact same. So we're not all, I feel like I don't want them to think that you all start here, because I let them know I didn't start here. And then they feel like, oh my gosh, really? Like, I can come from a place where maybe nobody in my family ever went to school, or I don't know exactly what I want to do, or I may not have everything just right. I don't know how I'm going to pay for things. I don't even know, what I want to do, but I kind of have ideas. Like, we can help you focus that. We can help you narrow your focus to maybe the program of study that's going to fit for you. We can connect you to resources. We have scholarships here. We have financial aid. We have all types of things that can help you. Or various funding sources that can help you, start your academic journey. So I think they come here thinking they have to have every box checked and be perfect.
Yeah, they're very intimidated.
Right.
And then, like you said, they look at us, and I guess we must look really
We
put
look
together.
polished now.
Right. But you should have seen me 20 years ago.
Right, maybe even 10.
Maybe even 10 years ago.
Right.
And so that's the thing. They need to know that, we didn't start here where we are right
Absolutely.
now.
Right.
We had a journey that was very similar to yours.
Very
And
similar.
we see ourselves reflected in our students, and most people who choose education, as we all know, we don't choose it for the money.
Absolutely.
We choose it for the service and for the joy of
Yes.
pouring into other people.
Yes.
And building a community.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as we come to the end of another episode, we want to thank you for tuning in and spending your valuable time with us for the Culture of Caring edition. We hope that you found this episode informative, thought-provoking, and entertaining. If you enjoyed what you heard, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast so you can be notified about future episodes. And if you have any feedback or suggestions for topics you would like us to cover, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We love hearing from our listeners and are always looking for ways to improve and grow. Until next time, continue to stay strong so that you can finish strong.